Guys, look at my new shirt. Actually, it's not new. I've had it for forever. But it says can't talk before coffee. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Just stop.
But I feel like I should wear it for every video because it's caffeinated convo time. Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for more caffeinated convos. I am your host, Holly Hickman.
Hey babe, what are you gonna talk about today?
I'm gonna talk about money mindset today. Ew, why was that so cringy? By the way, if you think my hair looks cute, go visit my girl Sophie Jade at Muse Salon and Spa in Johns Creek, Georgia. Plug. Her information will be in the down bar below. Anyways, okay, hi guys. It is, I went out of frame there for a second. It is time for Caffeinated Convos, and I'm really excited about this topic because if you're watching from my Instagram, you voted for this topic, and it was between this and Law of Attraction, which is funny because after I'm obsessed with Law of Attraction, and I wanted to talk about Law of Attraction.
I wanted Law of Attraction.
I wanted Law of Attraction too, but I want this to be something that people watch because they want to watch it. And I can talk about Law of Attraction later on, obviously, but people wanted to hear about how changing your money mindset can change how money works in your life. Which I thought was really funny because actually, your money mindset has a lot to do with the Law of Attraction. I'm so sorry if I keep looking above the camera. I just got a new camera and it has a viewfinder so I can see myself now. And I'm kind of obsessed because I can see myself and like, okay. All right, time to get serious. So the money mindset and like changing your mindset about money ties a lot into the Law of Attraction, and it ties into just like how you think about the world around you and how you send positive vibes into the universe. So I have a couple tips for those who are struggling with money and the mindset about money. And my first tip is that you always want to think about money in abundance. And this goes into the way you talk, the way you think, everything like that. And it is hard. Believe me, it is hard. So when you are constantly saying out loud, like, girl, I can't because I'm so broke. Girl, I'm so broke. I can't even afford a cup of coffee, or this, that, or the other. And you just keep talking about how broke you are, how you don't have money. And trust me, I do it too. And it's so hard for me to catch myself because it's kind of one of those ways that we relate to each other as millennials because we're all
broke,
struggling. Like we are, you know what I mean? So the first thing is changing your dialogue internally and externally and talking about money in abundance. Instead of being, you know, I don't have money for that, think of it more so as, think about it as I'm working for the money for that. So instead of like constantly putting yourself in a state of not having enough money, you're constantly thinking about how you are earning money. I mean, I hope that you're employed in some capacity. If you're not, I mean, and you're in school, that's fine, whatever. But if you are making money somehow, then think about how you were always working towards earning that money, and you were thinking about receiving that money and getting that money, get that money. Because if you're constantly talking about how broke you are, you're only going to receive more of that. The universe is going to bring back to you what you put into it. So if you're constantly talking about being broke, you're constantly going to get back just being broke. The second part, or the second tip I guess I have, is don't act like money controls your life, okay? Because you control your money and you control your life. So, this is so hard to talk about because it's such like a complicated topic and it's like a sensitive topic. But it's an important topic. So a big thing that I notice, especially with millennials, is that we don't really see the value of $1, of $5, of $100. You know, when I hear $1 billion, I don't think that's like an unattainable thing. I don't see it as an unattainable thing because, I mean, it's not an unattainable thing. But when you think about $1, you're like, oh yeah, I have $1 to spend, or I have $5 to spend on that Starbucks coffee. But when you do the math, you know, if you're spending $5 on a Starbucks coffee a couple times a week, I did the math and like with how much I was buying Starbucks, this was a couple years ago, and I realized that I was spending $12,000 a year on coffee. freaking coffee, and that's expensive coffee. Literally, if I just stopped buying coffee and put $5 when I would buy coffee into my savings account, I could put a down payment on a house, on a nice house at that. So my point is that you are always controlling your money, and therefore you control your life. Your money does not control your life. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to just change your perspective and realize that every cent that you spend, you have decided to spend on that one thing. So if you spend, you know, $100 on tickets to a concert, and then you get bummed out that you can't go out to eat with your friends one night, you have to realize that that is a sacrifice that you made, and that you controlled those choices, not your money, because your money don't control you. And that again will really help you just realize how often you might spend money on something that you don't need, or how little expensive like Chick-fil-A every Saturday night adds up, and things like that. Another really hard thing when it comes to money is learning to save it. And trust me, I have problems with this, but I've learned over my time dealing with my own expenses and my own finances that saving anything is better than saving nothing. So, you know, you get your paycheck and you have a lot of expenses. Let's say you have student loans and a car payment and rent due and utilities due, and you also have to feed yourself so that you don't starve and die. You've got a lot of expenses, and it can be really intimidating seeing your paycheck come in and then realizing how much of that you're going to have to contribute to these bills and everything. But the thing is that a lot of times we pay off all of our bills and then we spend the rest of the money that we have. And basically my point is that you don't have to save, you know, 50% of your paycheck. You don't always have to save 20% of your paycheck if you can't afford that. But just putting a little bit away, whether it's $5 or $10 out of every paycheck, putting something away is better than putting nothing away. So just make sure that you are definitely saving a little bit of money, even if it's not a lot. Save something out of every paycheck and do not touch it. If I could go back and tell my 16-year-old self, it would be to not touch my savings. Because if I had never touched my savings, I would have tens of thousands of dollars saved up, and now my savings account looks like crap because I spent so much of my time being like, okay, but I really do need this cute shirt, I'll just pull it out of my savings. And then my savings just kept getting lower and lower and lower until SunTrust closed my savings account. It's okay, guys, I applied for a new one and now I'm doing a lot better though, because I changed my money mindset. Hey. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the fact that you are in charge of what your income looks like. Yes, it is hard to get a job. Yes, it can be hard to make money. But in the end, you have to understand that you are 100% in control of how much money you make. And you may be like, no, Holly, like I'm a waitress and I only make as much as my people tip me. And I understand that perspective, but this is gonna sound harsh, but you have to take ownership of every part of your life, okay? So if you're going to, if you're going to your waitressing job and you are tired because you went out the night before, or even tired because you stayed up late watching Netflix or something, and you are a little bit more irritable and you don't give your best customer service, that's gonna affect your tips. So you have to take extreme ownership. Check out Jocko Willings's book, Extreme Ownership. I'll link it in the description bar below. It's very helpful. But you have to take extreme ownership of every single piece and place that you earn income. You know, I work retail on the weekends, and if I do a makeover, I get tipped. And I get tipped based off how I treat that customer, how I see her needs, how I relate to her, if I'm talking to her, if I'm giving her good customer service, good product recommendations, and all that stuff. On top of that, you may be like, Holly, I work a full-time job where that's salary. You know what? I did too, but I also work side jobs online. And there are just so many different ways and so many different places that you can earn income. If you really are struggling for income and for money, you have to do everything in your capacity to earn that extra dollar, whether it's that extra $5, extra $10, extra $100. That's all money that you can either save, invest, or spend to benefit you later on. Was that good? Do you think I should say anything else about that? I think that's all I have for this video. I don't know. I feel like every Caffeinated Convos video, I could literally talk for hours, but I know no one's gonna wanna watch 5 hours of me ranting about a subject, so I'm not going to do that. But I guess my top 3 things that I want you to remember, or top 4 things I guess, are number 1, think of money always in abundance and how it is coming to you, not how it is always going away from you. Number 2, know the value of the dollars that you spend and make sure that you are spending every cent of your income where you need to or should be spending it, instead of, you know, spending it where you might not need to. And it's one of those things too where I'm gonna say this, is that if that cup of coffee is a really great pick-me-up for you during the day, it might be worth keeping it in your budget, but you just need to make sure that you are allocating your money for every expense and making sure that you aren't spending extra money that you don't need to be spending or shouldn't be spending. Number 3, save anything if you can, because saving something is better than saving nothing. And number 4, just remember that you are in charge of your income, and when it comes down to it, you have to take ownership for every cent that you make and do your best to ensure that you're bringing in every dollar you possibly can right now in your life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope it was helpful for some of you. I'm sorry if it was all over the place. This is actually a subject that I struggle with and that I think is really important for especially millennials to learn. And I struggle with it. I struggle with it every day, but I know for a fact that when you change your mindset about money, you can really, really impact how it serves you and your life. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like down below, and also subscribe as well if you enjoyed it. Make sure to purchase Jocko Willink's book, Extreme Ownership, if you are interested in like a self-help book and just taking ownership of every piece of your life. Follow my socials down there as well, and I will see you in the next Caffeinated Convos episode. Cheers!